Okay, there it goes. There it goes. Okay.
I can just repeat other people's advice at random and hope that it applies.
All right, what's other people's advice? Go.
If we ask Effie, it would be that you should set up a raid.
Shadow Legend?
A raid, what's it called? Hard drive thing.
Oh. Any other useless bullshit you want to share with me right now?
Apply WD-40, turn it off and turn it on again.
Okay, I did. How am I going to apply WD-40? I'm trying. The whole thing is I'm trying to get WD-40 to the base.
Well, you're just gonna Hank Hill it, or you can't get the WD-40 lid open, so he takes another WD-40 out of his pocket and then applies it to the lid.
Probably one of the best King of the Hill clips I've ever seen. Do the thing better. Oh my god, just fucking...
Yeah. You ever consider doing gooder? Instead of doing
I'll do that right after
bad,
I get good. How about that?
The way you're
Is that
batting?
a fair trade?
You're doing pretty bad right now. What if you did good?
Okay, teach. Thanks. Be a much shorter fucking movie of Freedom Riders if it was just like I don't know, do better.
120 per minute. It's 60-60, 30-30. Cap.
Make the oil do a loopity-doo.
Fuck.
Okay, that's a phenomenal suggestion right there. I like the idea of making the oil into a roller coaster.
All of these output right now? They do?
I think
I'm
gonna go grab the plastics.
We really need an output of wire.
I just want to see how much we made at this point. I put the plastics in storage, so maybe we have 5,000 and we can just make the trade now.
Just revert.
Well, the important thing is that I tried.
And in the meantime, other stuff happened.
The oil needs fun. It lives a boring life. The oil used to be dinosaurs, okay? It lived a better life than any of us could ever dream.
Did it, though?
Yes, because dinosaurs are just turtles orgasming.
All they did was eat and shit and then eventually die.
Yeah, I guess when you put it that way.
A dino's life for me.
So I have bad news.
I wouldn't have it in any other way.
For whatever fucking reason, the thing that makes the plastic stopped making plastic, and I don't know why.
Did you unplug it?
Nope.
Is it not getting the things?
It is.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean...
Would you like me to take a look?
Yes.
Okay. Where am I? There it is. I have to remember how to get around in this place.
Am I supposed to put a pump? I'm gonna just put a pump. This is...
Things going well? I should grab some copper
here.
I should grab copper sheets before I come in case I need to build pipes.
Yeah, sure. Why the hell not?
This is the whole place.
Certainly can't hurt.
We just
Nothing else in this fucking world makes sense.
Now, Bird, yours getting salty. You're taking it out on
nothing
your
else in
tools.
this demonetized world makes sense.
A true craftsman never blames his tools, said not a craftsman. Written by YouTube commenter.
Having power issues or performance issues. Hey, if you're accusing me of having ED, then this is not the time or the place.
No, he's just saying you got the yips.
Okay.
The dick yips.
Oh no, I know what the problem is. Oh, it filled up all the residual fuel thing. Oh,
so it's
no.
so one of its
It just needs
outputs
to
can't go out because it's the thing that's being output into is those
I
are
need to make
like
a fuel tank.
old Factorio problems.
Yep. So I need to make a fuel tank.
You either need to be
container.
processing every byproduct at once or just dumping it somewhere continuously.
Yeah, I remember. We used to do that a lot.
Yeah.
Just fuck it, we can't use this for right now, so put it in the tank.
It was a struggle. Just trying to figure out what to do with them. I think I feel like there was some periods where we didn't even have like the technology to deal with some of the aspects, which made it even more annoying.
I just don't even remember. Factorio was like that we played that for so long, and it was just every single day it was like, okay, what's barely working today?
Oh, okay.
Struggle through it.
I'm okay. Shit.
I know you're okay.
I fell.
I know you're okay.
Did that thing where you get bored running in a straight line for too long, so you kind of like look in a direction, or you like just sort of zone out for a moment, or just do anything else, and that one mouse movement is all it takes to just fly right off. Yeah, Mercer's
Yeah, it's sort of like why highways have to always like turn a quarter mile for every mile that they're not turning, so that you don't fall asleep while you're driving, because otherwise you'll fall off the road.
thing? Highways are like required to turn periodically?
Yeah, otherwise people zone out and then they get into accidents.
Yeah, it's driving on the driving in general, but also especially like once you get on the freeway, it's just so monotonous. And if it's your commute, it's so rote that like I've had days where I freaked out a little bit because I was like, I'm home or I'm at school,
and you weren't paying attention
and
at all.
I don't remember driving most of the way.
Yeah,
and it's like, I wasn't asleep, but at the same time, I feel like I wasn't conscious in that I wasn't like actively aware of my surroundings. Or maybe it was just that it's such a monotonous experience that I've had so many times before that my mind just didn't bother recording it as a new memory and just instantly dumped it out.
Oh, that's falling to my death. Oh, that is
just like the way that like you don't
serious death.
It's like how you don't remember every bathroom break from a given day by the end of it.
Maybe you don't. I try to make every shit as
an event.
memorable as it is for regretful.
Fucking bees!
Just like an old man, I'm sitting in my study, grizzled with a book, and they're just like, "Grandfather, can you tell me a story?" And I'm just like, "I remember the face of every shit I ever took."
What, Grandpa? What does that even mean? You'll know when you're older.
You wouldn't understand. The world has made you weak and shitless.
You'll know once you've been to the war. So how's the pumps been going?
I don't fucking good, bad. I don't know.
Flow rate
It
is
starts
30
off
out of
fine
300.
and then nothing happens. Is a flow rate of 30 good? I don't know. I don't think so.
Let's see. So yeah. Each of these pumps is rigs, what's it called? Extractor is making 240 per minute.
Okay.
Cubic meters. And one pipe can contain 300.
Okay. But it's also a function of like how much is being consumed on the other end, too.
Let's see. What menu are things in? So bad at this game's menus. Logistics, I guess.
Pumps and stuff are logistics. They're just like conveyor belts.
I don't have rotors to make pumps anyway. Shit.
Okay, I do.
Because it doesn't... As far as I can tell, this thing isn't moving very fast.
Yeah, I know. That's the part I cannot begin to understand.
Like, among other things, it might be... You might need to put the pump closer to the beginning of the pipe.
Maybe.
You put it pretty high up, but it might need to be pumped from the beginning of when it's about to rise instead of when it's already been going up for a while. Like, talking about all the way back at the extractor.
Uh-huh.
It's being made
Yeah,
240
it makes sense
per
to put
minute.
it makes sense to put it at like the base rather than up. But yeah, sure, whatever. I just put this here as a desperation move because I couldn't tell what was going on, and I was like, yeah, this seems like it'll help.
I still need to get used to how to read these things.
Because the problem with the pumps and stuff that I'm having is that it's showing me like a point in time, like how much is flowing right now. But what I want to see is, in an ideal world, how much can
I think the ideal world is the
max.
fact that the extractor itself says that it makes 240 per minute.
Okay.
So you want,
And-
so you're trying to reach 240 per minute in the actual pumps.
Right. And how much
And they're at like,
how much head lift does the extractor have?
head lift?
How much high go it?
I don't know if that's information we have.
It doesn't look like it. We get that information on the pumps.
Yeah,
Just
but I
make
think,
the pipe
but I
all
think you want to put
pumps.
the pump at the bottom.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
But I can't do it. I don't have parts.
Okay, so this is recommended max head lift. Does that mean, am I targeting max head lift of 20 meters, or is that the max? I'm reading. I'm stopping to just read this. I can't figure it out intuitively.
Yeah.
All right.
The head lift is how much? Okay. See, you can look at the dial on the right is saying how much it's currently lifting the fluid that it's pushing. So it's currently lifting fluid 3 meters,
Okay.
and the recommended maximum is 20,
Yeah.
which I believe means that you can't. You want to stay under 20 because if you're trying to go higher than that, then you're going to cap out, and that's just not how much it can process.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
That's what I think it means. I can't tab out to check anything because last time I tabbed out, it froze the game. So I don't know. I don't have the parts to help anyway, so you'll just have to figure it out. Do you want copper sheets? Do you need copper sheets? Because I have too many of those right now.
No,
that are bright.
I don't need copper sheets, but thank you. Okay, I'm gonna just assume that knowing the max headroom thing now is enough for me to figure this out.
Could be.
It won't be, but I'm gonna assume it. Okay.
I don't think it should be backing up, Chad, because he added a splitter.
Yeah.
He has an alternate path for it to take, for it to leave down the pipeline.
That max head lift was.
Like the other one should be full because it's not being split.
Ah, okay. So this one's this one's not going to be able to give enough head. All right, we'll give it a little break. Wow, not even a giggle. Okay, my double entendre will just remain a.
Well, I'm trying to solve technical shit.
I know.
What did you even
Head
do?
lift exceeding maximum levels. What does that mean?
Where are you?
It's like not that further different. What? How do I do this? I'm on the ramp now. I've moved on. I'm doing different stuff. which is the same stuff.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them here. Yeah, this flow rate is way up right now. Nope, this one's over 20. You fool.
But it's the angle of the pipe. What? But all these are kind of the same angle. Right? Maybe it's the grade of the pipe?
I would imagine it's the spacing.
It could be.
It's how fast, it's how much height the pipe gains between that pump and the next pump, I think. Oh, there I go again.
I think you might be right.
Oh my god. I have 1% health.
Okay, I think you might be right. I think that
you just need to place more of them more frequently.
I need to place them more frequently.
So every time you place one, check the previous one to make sure the previous one now says less than 20.
Yes, I think that you're correct. Oh, because of course it's not going to be a factor just of how high it's going. It's also a factor of how far along it has to go. Like, it's both of those combined. So, okay. That headroom looks good. I just don't like how turgid looking the pipes are. That's the only thing. Like, if they just look slightly... They're turgid.
You want the pipes to be flaccid? You want flat, wacky wave, inflatable arm oil pipeline?
There could be something in the middle. There doesn't need to...
It's not there, though.
The gradient is... It's not an either or. There's a whole spectrum of turgid to flaccid that we can be exploring, and we're limiting ourselves. We're limiting ourselves.
Are we?
Okay, fine. Well,
is this what humanity needs today?
You can just choose not to believe in the wonderful world of turgidity that exists.
I had a WoW guildmate that was a rogue named Turgid for years, while never knowing that that was a word that whole time. And retroactively, it's a way more worrying name.
Yeah, it's such a gross word.
Especially for like a sneak up behind you class to be called turgid is just kind of worrying.
Yeah, okay, that's not so great.
Oh, this ramp is having a swell time defying basic spacing. Well,
it's gonna put more.
If nothing else, we have oil moving in some way.
Kinda. We've always had oil moving. It's just
I can at least
like
start setting stuff up on the other end, and it'll consume whatever it's getting.
Okay, fair. Yeah, that totally go for that.
Now it's just you collect funny words like turgid and burgeoning.
I hate that I giggled at that.
I never got over it. It was in a ContraPoints video. The burgeoning was in a ContraPoints video with great emphasis put on the word, and I never remember the context. All I remember is burgeoning.
Okay, now it's working, so I guess I just needed to put more.
Yeah.
I guess
there was people that was like, there was people
that.
Yeah, I feel like it was relatively straightforward, actually.
Well, so the problem is I couldn't read. So I didn't really put together like what that extra dial meant. Like that was the part that I didn't understand, which is what made this way harder.
The load of how much it can carry. It's burgeoning load.
Exactly.
So we're about to hit our power cap.
No, we're not. Fuck you. Why would you say that?
I remember there being a comment that was like, can't wait for them to start using oil and then run out of power. And I'm wondering if it was not because of the actual oil processing itself, but instead the the pumps involved in getting it around.
I'm sure that every pump takes a ton of.
Our
ton of
power is
stuff out.
currently almost completely capped out.
Okay,
And
well, we have a bunch of oil that we can start to process. How do you burn oil?
I don't think we have that.
Oh, you have to convert it.
I think
Right.
no, I think oil becoming power is a later research tier. I think for now it's just plastic. So instead, I
Okay.
think what I should probably be doing right now instead of whatever I was doing before, which who even remembers? Ha! I should probably be trying to find another coal location.
Yeah, makes sense. We knew that spamming pumps was actually the solution. Hey, you know, if you're ever in doubt, just pump me up. All right, but we're good. We got the pumps going. The power, yeah, the power's not great. You know, we're pretty close to that, but we can always ignore that problem. Everything's good now. Everything's really, really good if you ignore the parts that are bad.
I'm gonna have to do a lot of resource gathering for this. But we did a lot of the local coal location, so I think I'm gonna go all the way down to our current oil location and search for coal there, and then try to branch off from there.
We're gonna cross paths because I want to go back to the base. So,
well, yeah, I'm currently going
funny.
back to the base to grab all the resources that it would take to make
Makes
2
sense.
coal generators and 2 minor Mark IIs,
Okay,
and hopefully a
makes
bunch
sense.
of electric poles.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Makes good sense. Ow.
Everything you do adds new problems. That's the game. Welcome. I'm sad the cube game didn't work.
What the hell's the cube game?
Game based on the cube that we played.
Cube World? Oh no!
What?
Yeah, you're talking about dead
Yeah,
head.
the shoe
Bad
game.
head.
We probably
Yeah.
could have gotten some more sessions out of that if it worked at all.
We tried to get
I
more
know.
sessions out of it. That was the thing.
It was so
And you know
we were
what's
like,
really
oh,
funny?
we get this. Let's try again,
Yep.
and then we couldn't get a single round to work. It was so fucking baffling.
Yeah.
By the end of it, I was confused how the game ever worked. Like, surely it should have
We got
never
lucky.
worked. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the Game Grumps played it like 3 days ago too. And so Ladybird was like, is this game new? And I was like, this came out like 2 years ago. And she was like, then how come both you and the Game Grumps just played this?
Because I saw Game Grumps.
No, that's
Mystery
you can't-
solved.
That can't honestly be why we played it.
It
Please tell me
is.
that's not.
It's
God.
literally why. I was like,
Oh
what's
my
you
God.
what? That's what gaming channels are. You find out about games from them.
We're not just gonna. It's
like, oh, check out that game. Let's play that
Game
game.
Grumps content into other
No,
people.
we don't play most Game Grumps things.
That's
But
good.
I saw that on Game Grumps and I was like, yeah, that's an idea. Because it's a struggle. It is a struggle every weekend to find anything to play with a larger group that isn't just the same 2 games over and over again. In part
Yeah.
because people, like, every time you come up with anything that seems like a good idea, like, half the group either can't or won't buy it. Or doesn't
Yeah.
want it or something. And it's like, okay, fine, we'll play fucking Viscera and Jackbox again. These will never run out.
Hey, to be fair, we got like we played a lot of Viscera. Played Viscera for like a month and a half, and it wasn't boring.
It's like how I was so sure Valheim was happening to the point where I literally bought it, and then I'm like, oh, I don't think we're
Oops.
playing this. I don't think we're ever playing this.
I mean, you can always play it.
Alone? No, I'm not playing a crafting game alone. I'll lose my mind.
Yeah,
They're like built
I'm
for
not playing a
talking about
crafting game
other
with people.
stuff.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
They're like built for doing other stuff in the meantime, and not
Yeah,
just.
a new email received. Oh, I
Solo
never get any of
commentating.
those. Let's read that.
Wow, what an honor!
Inbox. Power circuit notification. A fuse has been blown. Ah, shit.
Oh no!
No, it can't be. Ah. What did you do?
It might be that I grabbed stuff off of conveyors, which then made the buildings leading to those start making the thing again, because it wasn't full anymore.
Wow. We were on the edge.
Yeah, well, no, we were.
Amazing.
That's what I was saying. Like, we're pretty fucked in a moment.
Okay. All right. Well, we have a ton of biomass. I can use that to get us through this.
Can we, though? Shit, everything's taken apart. I was about to just... yeah, I will.
You will what?
Wait, how do you... Where does power get turned on? Okay, now it's going.
I don't know.
Okay. So so I unplugged the everything you were working on to save the base for now.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
So at the base of right where you are standing right now, actually, that cable's disconnected. That connects.
No. Okay. Good.
It to the
Yeah.
line.
No, it works. It works.
Figure this out. Yeah. For now, at least the base is working, and then we can try to build solutions for it from here.
Oh, build solutions. Wow, those are triggering words.
What?
Oh, God. There's nothing more techie than being like, we build solutions. We power your business so that you can provide solutions for your customers. Building solutions is just like, it's such a marketing buzzword.
Wow. I didn't realize the harm I was doing you, and I apologize.
It's fine.
I'm sure if we all
put
our heads together, we can synergize a solution.
I was already getting a little bit of heartburn, so I was debating taking a minute to go get some antacids, and boy, you just spurred that along. I'll be back in a minute.
How could you just put them in the acid? They're alive. Thought I'd sentiment on that one. One final note of being the worst, real quick. Doesn't the large coal location have a margin? What do you mean by that? I don't know what you mean by that. I'm gonna set this all up and then it won't even be able to work yet. I'm gonna be going off the power that's past the break off. No.
Alright, what'd I miss? Something good, right? Good things happened while I was gone? Yes, of course.
I'm just bemoaning
Good.
the fact that my plan was to make a new coal plant past the oil. So even when I hook it up, it'll be hooked up to the part of the base that's currently unplugged. That'll be a fun problem. I guess at that point I'll run all the way back, put the biofuel in the burners, then connect it. But if we do it now, we might just run out of biofuel before we have a long-term solution, and then it'll just be like, well, now we're out of biofuel too.
You ever get the feeling that we're kind of fucked right now?
I mean, I'm gonna go up to a new coal place and make new coal stuff, and then...
I feel like...
Pretty good.
I feel like this got so difficult. Like, I feel like we just hit an absolute, like, cliff face in terms of how much harder this got.
No. Honestly, we're fine.
No? Okay, good.
No.
I guess it is just me. Got it. Okay, I'm the weird one. That makes sense.
I mean, there's solvable problems. This is what the game is.
Oh, they're solvable problems. I see.
Well, it's
Here
like
I was just sitting, you know, thinking I would never be able to accomplish anything in my entire life. What?
I just don't want to be down here. I fell and I don't have a good way up.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Okay, I need to get... Wait, oh, I right-click on it a bunch of times to see how much need I think. What things I need?
I'll just get bored and be like, I want to look over there slightly, or like I think this time I scanned. I think I scanned for coal and wanted to look in the right direction or something, and then I tried like turning like right or whatever while like adapting by strafing and thinking like that'll offset it and I won't fall, and then I fall immediately. You'll never get used to it. It's not that I'm not used to it, it's that it's so fucking boring. It's so boring to run in a straight line for 5 minutes and do nothing else, both for like filming and for like the party that wants to multitask or look at something or do anything else.
I need to get Speedy Boy legs now that I remember while I'm here.
Were they not on your corpse?
No, I lost my Speedy Boy legs a while ago.
Oh. That's worrying.
I don't know why I did, but I did.
Don't do that, yeah. God, what? I lost my train of thought completely.
You hate running in straight lines.
Yeah, what were we talking about before I fell?
Game grumps. Antacids. Building solutions.
I thought you wanted to escape that.
Architecting solutions for our business needs that are rapidly evolving customer bases. Try to keep up with the days.
Synergizing our company policy via Microsoft
policy.
Solutions Works groups. What's the shittily named Microsoft program that just sounds like the...
Microsoft is your share groups for Windows. For workbenches. For workplaces.
What do you say?
3.1. Bob.
Are you okay? If I say yes, will you stop asking?
I'm just trying to sound even more insane. And I can't really come up with any more verbal diarrhea than, like, we help doers become builders and dreamers. To partner up with us today and get your app dreams and hopes out the ass.
Oh, I never researched this hard drive. Shit. It blows my mind a bit how much people just like eat that stuff up sometimes when they're just not saying anything. Sometimes that's what like fucking video game conventions are, where it's just like an hour and a half of watching somebody try not to say anything because they're not allowed to confirm basically anything. So they just say vaguely ambitious sounding buzzwords a bunch. Uh-oh. Oh shit. Bad boy.
A fully open world immersive game world experience. Join all of your friends in an online cooperative battle.
Like Blizzworld. BlizzCon was straight up this year, like it was super baffling for Overwatch.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't really say anything, like at all.
Because they don't have anything in the pipeline.
Well, they have stuff in the pipeline, but it's like entirely unconfirmed stuff.
Oh,
it's just
great.
the vague promise of totally having Overwatch 2 come out at some point, but who knows when.
Well, they've been doing that for a year.
Yeah.
So.
And so it's just kind of a nightmare of like sort of vague buzzwords and then like conceptual promises that they're totally gonna shake things up, and they keep saying that they're gonna redefine the sequel, which I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about?
What does that mean?
What the fuck? How dare you?
We're gonna bring you an all new immersive challenging experience that will push your video games to the test and blow out the rest.
Wow. What an honor.
Are we keeping the screws anywhere, or are they just going on various belts?
Well, there's one thing of screws that isn't being, there's 3 entire layers of screws coming out of that building, and currently of the 3rd layer, only one of the 4 tracks is actually going anywhere. Right,
but I need to pick up 1,800 of them, and I'm not picking them up one at a time.
No, they're not going into like a box.
Well,
there's so many enemies around here.
Well, this makes me want to demonetize on a whole new level.
Oh, what makes me wanna? Ooh, 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 ooh. I swear I had thoughts at some point, but the game is just taking up so much of my attention that it's so hard to maintain a topic.
Yeah, no.
I think I had like a story going into
running...
this that I never even started. Like I was like, oh, that'll be a good idea, and then the moment we started streaming, I lost whatever it was. I have no idea.
For whatever it's worth, the current running gag is for me to just spam verbally a ton of buzzwords that are meaningless. That's probably not doing a whole lot of good in terms of maintaining a coherent train of thought.
Yeah, this is just an unwatchable video. Except for the part where on my screen it's an endless gauntlet of me running past various threats for my life. I'm just brute forcing it. I'm just sprinting through the countryside. Just covered in threat. Nope, scan, damn it.
We're not making heavy modular screws, right? We're not making it anywhere. We're just...
Oh, is that it?
I need 1,800 screws. Wait, I can just grab the iron pipes and make the screws manually in like a minute.
Where's my weapon? Fuck, these controls are confusing. Bees!
All right, okay. So Keith, if you had a story that you wanted to tell before we started streaming, I can try and jog your memory. Okay, did it involve Big Chungus?
It did not.
That's where the evening started.
I've never had a story involving Big Chungus.
Well, then why were you chunging before we started? You were like, bird.
Please don't die.
I got a chungus for you.
Don't die.
Are we making iron rods go anywhere? Oh, that's a lot of screws. Oh, thank God. Okay. We do have a giant screw box, but no new screws are in it. So I'm just gonna borrow those screws from the screw bank and hope that I never have to repay that debt.
we just have a screws box?
I mean, no.
Like it was just a...
No, it's
every now and then I have to disconnect something from it. Like I'll have like something feeding into somewhere, or I just need to get rid of a bunch of them. Like I'm trying to move this building, and there's just like a bunch of screws. I'll like offload the track of the screws into something else, and then I'll just disconnect it and leave it there because I'm like, I don't know, someday somebody will come by and pick up these screws.
That day was Albert Einstein.
Because the alternative is to destroy the track that the screws are on.
Yeah.
And then then you just make 50 annoying little boxes everywhere that are all the all the screws where they were originally coming from. Okay. I've arrived at my destination. Oh, there's even more here. Oh, I'm coming back. Okay, that's good. That's good. Ah, evil. I arrived at my coal place and. I put down 2 coal miners because that's how much I brought, because I didn't know what I was going to be finding. And I'm definitely seeing at least 2 more coal sources here.
Ooh.
I'm just going to scale the fuck up with our power. Even if it ends up being mostly between episodes work. I will make it happen.
Okay. Are we storing steel pipes anywhere, or are we just manufacturing them and immediately using them?
Our bandwidth is so low for pipes and beams, I guess, that yeah, they're just being sent directly to stuff, and there's never enough of them.
All right.
We just generally need, like, that's one of our, especially when we have trains, if we can get there, we just want to make, we just need to make, I'm sorry, I'm reading comments about one topic while trying to build one thing, and while trying to talk to you about a third thing. It's so fucking much. It's like, I'm guessing Keith forgot that he needs water for the coal generator. I'm just trying to fucking try, bro.
I got a funny, so...
I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of water here, but I don't have...
I'm getting raided, and everyone just joined in to spam emotes, but Nightbot, I never configured Nightbot to stop being so annoying. So it's just blocking a raid of 35 people, and nobody's able to say anything.
It's blocking them?
Yeah.
Is it just deleting the comments, or is it blocking? It's like
no, it
removing
the
each person.
And also mutes the one person got muted for 10 minutes. Oh. I've been meaning to turn off Nightbot for like a year because it's so annoying. And it's just
biting you in the ass here.
It just ruined. Oh man. Well, To all those people that came in to raid, welcome. I suddenly feel put on the spot. Trust me, earlier in the night we were talking about Chungus.
It's a real brave move of you to unraid yourself.
Yeah, no, man, you know, we started off the night talking about Big Chungus, and everything kind of went downhill from there, so... And now we're not making steel pipes, so... Man, I wish I was working on something exciting now.
Is that on Twitch?
Yeah, it's on Twitch.
I was gonna say, didn't they... I'm trying to remember, I think I heard they added a rating on YouTube.
Yeah, they did that.
I don't think I've ever seen it, though.
I've never seen... I guess clearly you're not sexy enough to get rated.
Nah. Too busy being such a counterculture anti-streamer.
Yeah, if there's one thing I think of when I think of you, Keith, I think of like somebody who's really edgy.
Yeah.
And doesn't obey anybody's rules.
Real trend bucker.
Yeah. And that's why we're playing the video game, which is literally about nothing but effectively obeying rules of mathematics. You're like, yes, this is a game where like literally
we're rebelling against nature, man. We're counter culture.
Mm-hmm.
Where we just fucking
not having steel pipes.
Wow, cool lasers, really... the cyberpunk genre.
Yeah.
I have a lake here. Is that more coal? Holy shit.
I think I'm just gonna grab the...
How many of them are there here?
Steel bars myself and just make it by hand.
I was hoping to get this done in one trip, but it's definitely not happening.
What were we even working on again? You haven't been able to maintain a clear thought for the past 3, 4...
Yeah, I've been really overwhelmed.
I see.
Part of me is trying to figure out what I wanted to talk about a while ago, and I'll never get it back. And part of me is trying to survive the wilderness while trying to plan expeditions for all the different stuff I need to have on me to make the coal place. Mm-hmm. And it's just there's too many things at once. And then you'll like say something and I'd be like, I don't know what he's
I'm sorry.
Fuck.
I can choose to not say anything if that makes your life a little bit better.
I'm just like I'm just failing as a commentator right now.
I didn't realize I'm imposing upon you by cooperatively doing this, doing commentary. I'll do better next time.
Go. This is a good time for you.
I grabbed the wrong resource. Fuck.
What is this?
Our base looks so much better organized. Our base looks so much more organized and better than it actually is.
Bird!
What? What about Bird? What did they do?
I found Sam ore.
Sam or what?
Like as a deposit, like not just or like as a source, not just like a rock that you mine for 2 seconds and it's gone. I was like, why is there a weirdly dark chunk of coal over there on a rock? And it's like it's all shiny. It looks like a pool of oil.
Are you saying Sam ore or sand ore?
SAM ore. Like its name is S.A.M. Every now and then you find like a deposit of it here and there. You know?
I have not seen any of that at all. So any Sam ore deposit you must have like mined up before I saw it.
Yeah, they've also been in the our boxes. There's probably someone in our box right now that has like the miscellaneous rare ores in it that we can't mine anywhere yet. This is our first Sam ore. It's somewhere between the oil location and the new coal place that I found.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's actually in line of sight of one of the water. Through the fog, I can currently see the water pump that you have by the oil. Mm-hmm. It's just like on top of a rock. I don't even know what it's for, but once we mine it, I can probably like research it finally, because we never have enough of it.
This news would be a lot more exciting to me if I knew what the fuck Sam ore was useful for. But I'll try to be happy for you.
It's a new thing. All new things lead to new things.
Brilliant.
It's just the truth.
Is that a quote from the Bible or something?
It's just like a truism or whatever the fuck is whatever you call that. The truism.
Orthogonal.
Orthogonal truism. But no, it's just, you know, you don't know what it is yet because you find it, especially since they obscured the hell out of stuff in this game and made it a little more confusing since the last time we played. But like, you pretty much like just find new rocks and you put them in the MAM, and the MAM tells you why you care about the rock. You're like, oh, it does. Oh, quick wire. Okay. Like that's how we found out about quick wire, because we just found whatever the fuck quick wire was made of, and then and then just took. Oh God, giant pig. Just want to pick up the worm or the slug. But we didn't know what it was for, and then it was like, I don't know, it's here, let's mine it. And then we brought it all the way back, and then once we had enough of it, we stuck it in MAM, and MAM was like, you make quick wire out of that. You have better poles now. Congrats. You'll use this occasionally.
Yeah, the one thing that we needed was poles.
I'm thankful you can
Speaking
make them
poles,
bigger.
your...
I'm annoyed that you can't chain place poles and have them automatically connect the wires and stuff.
Speaking of poles, what were you talking about earlier today, where you said that you were intentionally making poles that all the options were just there to piss people off, and that was your way of engaging your audience? What was that?
Well, it's been a thing on YouTube lately discussing how supposedly because YouTube keeps adding mechanics to its site that nobody uses, and
yes.
But like to encourage them to be used, they actually improve things for your channel usually, and get you more likely to have views and engagement and suggestions and so on. So you're encouraged to engage with. So
to get better engagement on YouTube, you have to like use their shitty features that nobody normally uses.
To some extent, or just or it might be partly just the argument that like they're just not very well balanced for those purposes because they're underused.
Balanced.
Because there's the
YouTube meta game.
But the idea potentially is that if you make polls, then if people like click on the polls or they comment on them or vote in them, those counts as interactions. It's just like how commenting or liking on your channel counts as those kinds of things. It's like different versions of that. And there's that really annoying thing about polls, which is that if one of them's doing kind of well, it gets suggested to people who aren't even subscribed to your channel, so it shows up in their community feed too. And so I was just fucking around
like, here's
and started doing that.
Here's we want your opinion now.
Yeah, like there's two things. There's polls and there's shorts, but I hate shorts because as far as I can tell, you can only make shorts by making them public to everybody. Okay. And it's just like they're shitty phone videos that are vertical. They're shitty vertical phone videos that are supposed to be short because they're trying to get into like stories and stuff like that. Like how I've never used any of the platforms that had these where they were actually popular, but Twitter has it now too, and it's shitty on Twitter too. Where the top of the Twitter app is just it's a bunch of circles and it's a bunch of temporary videos by a bunch of random assholes, and nobody likes it. And like YouTube has a version of that somewhere too. I don't know. I don't use the fucking YouTube app, so I've never seen it in YouTube. I only know about this because fucking Legal Eagle was uploading the shorts every day, and it's annoying. And they're all vertical videos.
Yeah, but I like Legal Eagle, so
yeah,
I'm just like ooh, small. But like
I know from him how much I don't want to do that because I don't want to upload a bunch of irritating vertical 1-minute videos. Especially like Game Grumps is doing it now too, and it's like on their highlight channel, and it's like they're just re-uploading some of their highlights as shorts, like reformatted, and it's annoying because it's just their shorts, but it was a horizontal video, and now the horizontal video is recropped into a vertical video, and they just put the vertical video in the middle of the screen, and then I put stuff above and below it, so it's like a triple cropped video, and it's a tiny postage stamp.
So before you launched into this giant rant, what was the story? You were making a poll, and all the options were just like weird. Like, what were you doing with this thing?
Yeah, well, so I don't want to do shorts because I hate them, and you can't be like only show this to cell phone people or whatever. So I'm like, well, like what I can do is I can do the poll thing, and I was just like, what's just stuff I can write polls about, and I was just kind of experimenting with the mechanic because I haven't really used it so much. And so, God, what was my... Oh, I just tapped out. That was a mistake. Oh, it hasn't frozen. It hasn't frozen yet. That's a good sign, so we're probably good. Okay. Let's see. What was my first poll in the recent ones? I had ones before, technically. But... Oh yeah, so I was like, okay, what's something topical right now? I was like, okay, let's have a poll that's Doom 2016 versus Doom Eternal, because I was wrapping up that playthrough, and I'm like, this game just seems worse than the game that came before it. But it was a real mixed thing, so I was like, let's poll about that. Got 2.1 thousand votes on that. I was like, oh, fuck.
Wow. All right.
Then,
that worked.
Then I had a stupid joke poll about Half-Life Alyx that people didn't get necessarily, and one person took weirdly seriously, but who would do that on the internet? Then just mechanical stuff like, yay, what game should I play next out of these 4? Because I just needed a quick choice to be made. But then I had one where I wrote a huge blog post basically about Anthem and Dragon Age 4 and the state of BioWare right now, and then polled people on their opinion about what they think, and like whether or not Dragon Age 4 will be like a return to form for BioWare, or they're long dead and it'll just be another sad thing of their corpse being dragged around and so on, and that kind of experience. But then my magnum opus was, what's the best JRPG franchise? And the games were Dark Souls, Legend of Zelda, Monster Hunter, and Yakuza. Which are all Japanese games that, to varying degrees, I would argue are JRPGs, and people will argue with me to the end of the earth about this, but yeah, like, some of the people...
None of them were Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts or anything.
Yes.
That
and what
immediately pops into mind.
What is incredible, so that's the funniest variation of comment on that video for on that poll to me, is like, there's people like, hi, I get it, it's a joke poll, and I'm like, no, yes, but no. The joke is the games listed are not jokes,
right?
But the fact that I specifically refused to put any of the obvious things on there is kind of a joke. Like, what's the best JRPG franchise, and just like overtly refuse to include the things that people would expect to see on a list like that. That's definitely a joke. But it's also like, it's like me trying to make a point, and some people got that and some people didn't. And so the funniest kind of comment to me is when people are like, where's Final Fantasy? And I'm like, where's just Final Fantasy? You're not gonna be like, where's Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts and Tales and Persona, and like, you're not gonna like list all of the obvious JRPGs I didn't include. Because there's probably like 10 plus comments that are all a variation of just, where's this one JRPG franchise, but no wider awareness of like how I've neglected to include any of them. And like that, people are funny, because they're the ones that I'm like, they definitely didn't get that the thing is happening here.
Yeah, well, viewer engagement is a noble thing. You know, pissing people off is an even nobler thing.
Dude, if you piss people off, it makes your channel better.
I mean,
it just works.
Yeah.
Like, it's like some of my most popular playthroughs sometimes are like, there's like some Sonic the Hedgehog stuff that comes from like, you're pissing off Sonic fans. So like, all the people that are in on the thing are just like laughing about the stupid game, but the people who love the game are all mad at you, and they're all talking about that. And like the fucking ultimate example of that idea was Zero Escape. Beloved franchise that everybody loves, supposedly, in the specific bubble of people that engage with that stuff. But then it's like, I didn't set out to be like contrarian and be like, we're the guys that don't like Zero Escape, fuck you. But like, we didn't like Zero Escape. And so having like this big extensive playthrough of Zero Escape videos, and then everybody's mad about them, just leads to like a situation where you get so much engagement from the people that are mad at you, while also getting the normal engagement from all the people that are just like the playthrough. And so those videos just keep getting promoted to the point where they're promoted over all the playthroughs that like the game. So it's like the people that are mad at us are like their own fucking worst enemy.
I have a relatively similar experience. There's another Discord that I'm a member of, which is for people that are into game development stuff. And oh my god, trolling programmers is like the easiest thing to do, because all you need to do is have an opinion.
Toothpaste on a CPU.
Oh god. No, all you need to do to piss off programmers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I've been sitting here manually cranking out steel pipes for the past 20 minutes while you were telling your boring ass story about it.
Wow. Yeah, I don't want to tab out to check, but I think that poll is at like 3,000 votes now.
Now, all you need to do to piss off programmers is say something that you know to be like completely wrong, and just sit back and watch as they like end up getting into a fight with each other, because invariably it really helps to do it in a room of various skill sets. So if you have like somebody who doesn't really know anything about programming, they'll be like, oh, that's really interesting. And you have people that know a lot about programming, they'll be like, you mother demonetizer, how dare you have the wrong opinion. And then they just get into this giant fight with each other, and I just get to sit back and watch. And then after I've done this like 5 times, people still haven't caught on, except for the mods. They've caught on, and they know when I do this, and they're like, stop, it makes our lives so much harder when you do this. Because nobody can take a joke worse than computer programmers. Not a soul. God, they're so sensitive. They're the most logically sensitive people I've ever met. All right, I'm gonna bounce. It's after 9.
Computer types are often the most prone to having like the Effie effect, where they just take everything completely literally and don't even interpret that somebody's telling a joke, and so they just roll directly into it. But just as like the final thought, like what was interesting is like some people are purists for genre, right? So they'll just bring up like a turn-based JRPG, like the original Final Fantasy VII, and then like that's their hard limit, and so they have a more logical base. But you brought up Kingdom Hearts, and like that's where things like and that's a lot of people consider Kingdom Hearts to be a JRPG and Japanese action RPGs to be JRPGs. Yeah. And that's where my point lies, because if Kingdom Hearts is a JRPG, then fucking Yakuza is a JRPG. It's like it has side quests, it has random encounters, it has gear, it has leveling up, it has tons of dialogue. Like how is it not a JRPG just beyond just the aesthetics of being a modern crime game in its setting? But like there's no JRPG setting.
Does that mean that like Castlevania is a JRPG? Like
maybe JRPGs is a really poorly defined genre. Like maybe, like of those, maybe the shakiest one might be Zelda. But like for example, like how is Monster Hunter not a JRPG? Just because they don't call it. There's no experience meter.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
As much as I would like to hear you continue to rant about your troll pull, which was great. Don't get me wrong.
I'm gonna put some more work into this to connect our power so our base doesn't just shut down and we can play next session. So
fair.
You guys, like my audience, you guys saw me run to the forest that time. I'm gonna do more of that for a few more hours off screen until it's connected. Because Jesus Christ. And hopefully we can get more done next time.
Satisfactory is a very interesting game to stream or record, because you just suddenly wind up with like dead content that lasts like hours, and you're like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do when my footage is me running around the base?
It's weird, like
picking stuff up and doing nothing.
Like it's not unacceptable content. Like I feel like if we're going for like 6 hours, for example, per session, then I wouldn't feel as bad about including that stuff. But if we meet up two hours once a week, there's definitely like this like
it's rough.
I feel like this like urge to like get to a good starting point for the next session instead of having the thing that I'm looking at ahead of me be the entire next session. That was more of what I was just doing. So I try to like skip ahead a little bit for us, but it's also because I like the game and just want to play it more. It's good to not have the pressure of performing during some of the tedious things.
Right.
See you guys next week.